Good morning to all. I hope all are doing well. So today I am going to discuss about algorithm and flowchart of NR polar coordinates method. NR polar coordinates method when PV buses are offset. So before going to this topic, I would like to revise some topics about load flow study. Actually, the NR load flow method comes under the load flow studies 2. So actually, load flow study is the study which gives steady state solutions for a given power system network. So for a given specified quantities of bus and also with unequal constraints. So this is called as load flow study. And the solution we can be obtained is known as load flow solution method. So the mathematical formulation of this load flow study gives the study set of nonlinear equations. So these quantities can be written in either in admittance matrix or bus impedance matrix. Okay, depending upon the quantities have been specified, the buses are classified into three types. Those are load bus, and second one is voltage controlled bus, and third one is slack bus. So other names is also there for these buses. Load bus is nothing but PQ bus, and voltage controlled bus is nothing but PV bus, and slack bus this is also known as reference bus. So in load bus, the specified quantities are active power and reactive power. By using these specified quantities, we have to obtain unspecified quantities, that is voltage magnitude and magnitude of the angle, phase angle. And in voltage control buses, this is also known as PV bus. In this, the specific quantities are active power and voltage magnitude. And you have to determine the quantities like reactive power and load angle. And coming to slack bus, in this one we have to determine. We have specific quantities are voltage magnitude and phase angle, and in this one we have to determine real power and reactive power. Okay, actually to determine the solution of load flow method, we have number of numerical ways to determine these methods. So those are, first one is Gauss-Seidel method, and second one is NR method, and third one is decoupled, and fourth one is fast decoupled methods. So Gauss-Seidel method and NR method. Gauss-Seidel method comes under load flow studies 1. It is already discussed. And NR method and decoupled fast decoupled methods comes under load flow studies 2 or power flow studies 2. So Gauss-Seidel method is already discussed, but I have to give some clarification about Gauss-Seidel method. So Gauss-Seidel method is an iterative algorithm. It is used to find the solution to the nonlinear algebraic equations. And coming to NR method, so the number I already said that there are a number of numerical ways to find out the solution to the load flow method. So among those methods, NR method is one considered to be the most powerful and important method. Why? Because it has quadratic rate of convergence, and whereas Gauss-Seidel method is a linear rate of convergence. So that's why we preferred NR method. In NR method we have, so this NR method is applicable to load flow solution by in different ways. That is, first one is NR method, rectangular coordinate method, and second one is polar coordinate method. So already rectangular coordinate method is already discussed, and we have to determine, and polar coordinate method is also determined, but we have to think about the algorithm and flowchart of NR polar coordinate method. So coming to rectangular coordinate method, so in this formulation we have to show the load flow equations in rectangular form only. But coming to polar coordinate method, in this formulation we have to write the load flow equations in polar form only, and the number of equations in a rectangular coordinate method is 2 into n minus 1, and coming to polar coordinate method, the number of equations is 2n minus 2 minus g. So for an inverse system, we have our slack bus and G PV bus are voltage controlled buses. And coming to by using polar coordinate method compared to rectangular coordinate method, so it has some lesser number of equations and it gives the smaller size of Jacobian matrix. So this is the mainly added advantage to the polar coordinate method compared to the rectangular coordinate method. Then coming to algorithm, our natural topic, algorithm and flowchart of NR polar coordinate method. So for this one we have to give the first one is algorithm. So how we write algorithm for NR polar coordinate method when field bus is absent. So we already know that algorithm is a step-by-step procedure for a given program or a problem. So in this one also we have to discuss algorithm in step-by-step manner. So first step is read system data and formulate Y bus. This means if we give one problem, so we have to read that data and formulate Y bus by using the data. And second one is assume initial bus voltages, that is det Vp power 0, and phase angle delta P power 0 for P is equal to 2, 3 and so on, and because it is a n bus system, but we are not specifying one is there because first bus is slack bus or reference bus. And coming to third step, so in this one we have to set iteration count. In this one we have to set iteration count, that is k is equal to 0, and also we have to set convergence criteria, that is equal to epsilon. So and after that set bus count, that is p is equal to 1. And after setting the bus count, we are moving to check the type of bus. That means, so we are already taking the bus count as p is equal to 1. In this one, the p is equal to 1 is the bus is a slack bus. So that means first of all we have to check the type of bus. If the bus is in this one, if the bus is slack bus, go to next step. So go to next step. That means sixth step. And after that, if the bus is a PQ bus, that is already in this one PQ bus is absent. So we have already told that three buses are there. First one is PQ bus, and second one is PV bus, and third one is slack bus. So already in this concept PQ bus is absent, and remaining two buses are present is PQ bus and slack bus. So that means if the bus P is equal to 1 is present, that means slack bus is present, then go to next step. Because slack bus is a reference bus, we didn't consider in this one in any problem. So that's why we are moving to next bus. That means we have to increment the bus count, that is considered step 6. And now if the bus is a PQ bus, then we have to calculate real and reactive powers, that is P comma QP power K by using equations that is already derived in NR polar coordinate method when P bus is absent, that is P is equal to sigma Q is equal to 1 to n det Vp Vq and Ypq into cos theta pq plus delta p minus delta q. This is the real part. And comes to imaginary part. So that is equal to equation is sigma q is equal to 1 to n det Vp Vq Ypq sin theta pq plus delta p minus delta q. So by using these two equations, we have to determine the real and reactive powers of PQ bus, and after that we have to determine the changes in real and reactive bus, that is delta Pp power k is equal to Pp specified minus Pp power k calculated, and also reactive power, change in reactive, that is with iteration delta Qp power k is equal to Qp specified minus Qp power k calculated. So after that, coming to sixth step. So after checking the type of bus, if the bus is given, next step is increment the bus count. That is already we discussed in fourth step, that is bus count is equal to 1. So that is a slack bus that. So after that we have to go to increment the bus number, that is p is equal to p plus 1, that is comes under sixth step. So increment the bus count, p is equal to p plus 1. And after that, coming to seventh step, so it gives, in this one we have to check all the buses are taken into account or not. Check the all buses are taken into account or not. Actually we already discussed about all the buses. In this one we have PV bus, PQ bus and slack bus. So already in this one PV bus is absent, so we have to check all the buses, that means slack bus and PQ bus are present or not. So that's why we have to check all the buses are taken into account, that is p is equal to n. So if p less than n, then go to step 5, that means check the type of bus. So next step is check the type of buses are taken into account, p is equal to n. Next step is to compute the largest of the, after the completion of this one, compute the largest of the absolute of the residue, that means that Vp maximum value we have to find out in 8th step. And coming to 9th step, check the convergence. So in this one, if the residue is greater than or equal to epsilon, we have to move to some points, that is first one is compute the elements of Jacobian matrix. So these elements of Jacobian matrix is already derived in inner polar coordinate method by using PV buses. So that's why, so by using those equations we have to find out the elements of Jacobian matrix by using estimated Vp and delta P values from step 2. Already we discussed in step 2, that is assume initial bus voltages and phase angle is Vp and delta. By using these two, we have to determine the Jacobian elements. That means diagonal we have 4 Jacobian elements. We have one equation, that is delta P and delta Q matrix is equal to J1, J2, J3 and J4. In this one we have this equation. So by using we have to find the elements of the matrix, means we have to find out diagonal and diagonal elements of J1, and at the same time we have to find out the diagonal and diagonal elements of J2, and after that we have to find out the diagonal and diagonal elements of J3, and also similarly we have to find out the diagonal and diagonal elements of J4. So by using, we have to find out the Jacobian elements, and after that we have to compute delta P power k, delta Vp power k by using this equation. So that is matrix of delta P and delta Q is equal to Jacobian element matrix into the specified quantities, that is delta delta and delta modulus V. And after that we have to find out the new voltages and phase angles of all load buses. That means delta P power k plus 1 is equal to delta P power k plus sig delta P power k, and next det Vp power k plus 1 is equal to Vp power k plus det Vp power k. So by using these two equations, we have to find out new bus voltages and phase angles of all load buses. That means PQ buses. And comes to 10th step. So it gives comes to 10th step, it gives the, in this one we have to increment the iteration count. We have to increment the iteration count. So already in step 3 I discussed set the iteration count k is equal to 0. In this one, increment the iteration count, that is k is equal to k plus 1. So this is by using modified values of VB and delta P. And after this one, and then go to step 4 and coming to 11th step. So already we discussed in 9th step, check the convergence. If the convergence is greater than or equal to epsilon, residue is greater than or equal to epsilon, then we discuss 3 steps. And if the convergence is good, so we have to determine, we have to compute directly the line power flows, and slack bus power, and coming to 12th step, it is stop. So this is the algorithm of NR polar coordinate method when the PV bus is absent. Then coming to flowchart. The flowchart is a graphical representation of algorithm. That means step-by-step procedure of the given problem. So actually in flowchart we have different symbols. By using different symbols we have to draw the flowchart. That is, we have oval shape, and another one is parallelogram, and third one is rectangular form, and fourth one is diamond. So this is oval. So this indicates either beginning or ending of the program or problem. And coming to parallelogram, so it gives either input or output data. And coming to rectangular form, it indicates the process block. And coming to diamond shape, it gives the decision making. So by using these connecting apps, so these are also very important to draw the flowchart. So by using these shapes, we are drawing the flowchart of NR polar coordinate method when PV bus is absent. So for that one, we have to follow the algorithm previously discussed one. So as I already discussed, for the starting of the program, we have to write start. So that is comes under oval shape, and then in algorithm the first step is read the system data and format purpose, that is comes under parallelogram. So in this one we have to put step 1, that is read the system data and formulate Y bus. And coming to next one, the second step in our algorithm is assume initial bus voltages. And phase angle, that is Vp power 0 and delta P power 0 for P is equal to 2, 3 and so on, and not equal to 1, that is a slack bus. And coming to step 3, so in this one we have to set the iteration count, that is k is equal to 0, and convergence criteria is epsilon. Next coming to step 4, so in this one we have to set the bus count, that is p is equal to 1, right under step 4. And coming to step 5, in this one we have to check the type of bus. So that means we have a condition, so that's why I am using diamond shape. So in this one, put step 5. So step 5 is set the bus count, check the type of bus is P is equal to N, that is P is equal to N. If the condition is S, and that means P is equal to 1 means that is a slack bus. So if the bus is a slack bus, then go to step 6. That means increment the bus count, that is comes next. So if the condition is no, that is slack bus, it is not a slack bus. If the bus is a PQ bus, so we have to calculate 2 steps. So in this one we have to calculate active and reactive powers, that is Pp power k and Qp power k in this step. And in this step we have to calculate the modifications of active and reactive powers, that is delta Pp power k and delta Qp power k by using equations. So next, after calculation of these two, coming to step 6, so this step comes to this. So in this one, increment the bus count. Increment the bus count, P is equal to P plus 1. So this is step number 6. And after that, coming to step 7, here we have to check all buses are present or not. So that's why I am taking diamond shape. So in this one we have to check P is equal to n condition. If P is equal to n, what will comes under? So if P is equal to n, so we have to compute absolute of the residue. Absolute of the residue, that means that Vp maximum value we have to calculate. So if the condition is no, go back to step 5, that is check the type of bus. So after calculating the absolute residue, we are moving to check the residue. If the residue is greater than or is equal to epsilon, we have to find out. If the condition is S, we have to find out few more steps. That is, in the first step, we have to calculate Jacobian elements. And in the next step, we have to calculate the specific condition, that is det delta P and det delta Vp. And next one is we have to find out new bus voltage and phase angles, that is delta P power k plus 1 and Pb power k plus 1. So after that comes to next step, that is increment the iteration count, that is k is equal to k plus 1. If the condition is no, so we have directly calculate line power flows and slack bus power. And after incrementing the iteration count, go to step 4. So that is set bus count P is equal to 1, and last step is stop. So this is the algorithm, this is a flowchart for another polar coordinate method while using PV bus are absent. So thank you. If you want to see this video, you have to subscribe DBS Talks.